Yo, what is up, everybody? My name is Jerome and welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. So lately I've been trying to figure out what decks I want to play. I wanted to narrow them down to at least 2 decks to make them my main decks for this format. It's been very difficult. So far I've narrowed down to 1. I'm still working on the second one. I'm not sure what the second one's going to be. More than likely Castero, but so I know for a fact that this one I really like, which is Traptrix. Traptrix is a ridiculous deck. It's insane. Once it starts snowballing, it's really hard to catch up to them. It's really hard to beat them. So I really wanted to play them, try to figure out a different build from last time I played it, because last time it was good, but I felt like it was missing something. So I wanted to try it again to see if I can do better with it. And it turns out I did. Changed it up, and I used this build at 2 different locals and went undefeated at both of them. There was a few changes. I'll explain the ratios, and I made one error and about the build. I didn't even realize it until during the second tournament in the first round. I was like, wait a minute, I'm only playing 2 of these. So I made a slight error, and I'll tell you exactly what to do to fix it. With that being said, if you enjoyed the video, like always, just like it, and also subscribe. We're pushing to 200 subs, so let's get there. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. We did 3 more Mermellos. I suck at some of these names, so forgive me. 3 Mantas, and then I did 3 of the Arachnocampias. I only played 2 Pudikas. Now I see a lot of people do the opposite. They do 2 of these and 3 of these. I wanted to switch it up. I wanted to go 2 Pudikas and 3 of the Arachnocampias, and the reason why is because these are so searchable. You have so many cards that lead you to this in your hand. I mean, you have Pot of Prosperity, and you also have, was it Mantis that searches for the monster? Yeah, so Mantis, sorry. Yeah, so I wanted to just switch it up and see how 2 of them do, because when I played 3 last time, I saw these way too many times. Like I would open up 2 of these, or I'll open up 1 of them with the field spell, and I was like, dude, this is kind of like clunky. Like, let me cut them down to 2. And Arachnocambia was pretty cool as well at being at 3. But the problem was the same as the Pudikas. I would see like 2 of these in my hand, and I'm like, dude, I don't need 2 of these. And then one time I actually opened 3 of these, and I was like, my god. So I'm thinking about cutting 1 of these out and just playing 2 and 2 for the next version. But yeah, overall, I mean, it worked out phenomenal. I really like playing only 2 Pudikas rather than 3. Next, oh yeah, sorry, and 2 Dianeas, really important. For the non-engines, we have the 3 Parallel Exceeds. This card is crazy in this deck. Oh my god, if you're not playing it, I don't know what to tell you. And then for the new stuff, I did 2 Gamma in the main deck. I'm not sure if I was siding these last time or not, but anyways, these things are crazy good. I did play 3 in testing, and I found that I was opening up these way too much. Like I would open up 2 of them, or 1 of them, and then like a pot, and then when I pop Prosperity, I'll see like another one. I'm just like, bro, like, I just need to play 2 of these. So I come down to 2, and I still open up with 1 of them. Like almost, it's ridiculous how many times I see this in my opening hand. This is insane. And in pot, I always see 1 too. It's just like, bro. So I love them at 2. They're great at 2. I wouldn't recommend playing 3. I would say try it out. Try 2 of them out, and trust me. I mean, you're gonna see these things. These things are crazy in this deck, man. Just getting over so many different monsters that's like hard for Traptrix to get over. I can't tell you how many times I won just because of this card. And I chose this one over the other ones just because it has 2200 attack, so it's easy to beat over with like Redoer. All right, here's the mistake. So I accidentally only played 2 Ash Blossoms, and I played 1 Effect Veiler. I don't know I don't know how I didn't see this, but I literally played through an entire tournament, and then the next day, no, sorry, not the next day, but the next one, during the first round, I was side decking, and I was like, because I normally side deck, if I'm going first, I normally side deck Ash Blossoms out, and I maybe keep 1 in, just in case. So I was going through, and I was like, okay, I found 2 of these. Where's the 3rd one? So I'm like going through, and I checked my side deck, and I counted my cards. I was like, bro, why am I only playing 2? And then I saw this Effect Veiler, and I was like, why is this here? So This was a mistake. This should not be here. This should be another Ash Blossom. This never came up because so this should be an Ash Blossom. So if you want to play Fake Railer, you can, but play 3 Ashes. And then for the spells, the one Garden, I'm seeing people play 2 of these. I wanted to play 2, but honestly, it's not needed. I see it so much. Like I said, Pudica, I see it all the time. So especially if you're playing Pot of Prosperity. Now, if you don't play Pot of Prosperity because, you know, maybe it's too expensive or whatnot, I would recommend probably playing 2 of these plus like maybe one of the ones that allow you to draw 2 cards or something. But if you got pots and everything, I think playing one of these is perfectly fine. I also love how this is an aggro card. Every time this is on a field, it's like your opponent has to answer to this because it's just a problematic card overall. So that's the one thing I like about the field spell. It's an aggro card. And then for the last 3 spots, or for the spells, is the pots. Crazy card in this deck. I somehow always open at least 1 or 2 of them every time. It's crazy, dude. I swear I'm not stacking. For the traps, we got 3 Holoteas. Absolutely insane card. This is like, my god, dude, this card is cracked in this deck. It's cracked, dude. I can't believe they made that card. Like, Jesus. 2 Floodgates. I see some people playing 1 of these. 2 is insane. I think I said this prior in my last one. I said so playing more of these was like great. I mean, this card just can like single-handedly just win you so many games. I can't believe only people play 1 of, man. Seeing this in my opening hand, I'm like, thank God I drew this because this can like end the game. For the other ones, were all 1-ups, which is the 1 Gravedigger, the 1 Trifold Nightmare, and then well, I guess they're both nightmares. The terrifying Nightmare. I think this is the new one. I believe this came up a lot. This is how I beat Branded. Was the everybody knows it now. It's pretty much the Mirror Jade. If you don't know what the play is with this, is basically if you have a normal trap in your graveyard, and they do what is it? They special summon any monster. You can just activate this, get rid of their Mirror Jade, and then banish it at the same time. And then Mirror Jade won't trigger its effect to destroy everything on the field, which is great. So it came up one time with that, and it also came up against Tier Limits and something else. I can't remember what else it came up against, but it's great. I don't see why people are cutting this. I think this is really good. I see some people playing 2 of these. The Gravedigger, I think 1 is correct. I don't know. I never sit there and say, man, I need a second one. So I don't know. The 1 Torrential Tribute. This is cuttable if you want, but I like Torrential. This came up, I think, twice, and it's very nice, man, because like, especially if you got all your XEs on the field or your Sarah and stuff. I mean, they summon, they do all their stuff, and you just Torrential on their last one. It really sucks for them, and they're just like, man. So like, I really love Torrential in this deck. It's great. It's great. And then for the last 6 cards, obviously we have the 3 Infirms, and then the 3 card copies of Evenly Matched. In my opinion, and I keep saying this every time, this card needs to be like limited. It's such a stupid card. Every time this card resolves, and it just it's like a crappy way of just saying good game. Like, I hate this card so much, but it's busted, man. Absolutely busted. For the extra deck, we played Triple Sarah. Obviously, this card's broken. And then the 1, I don't know how to say his name, Calario, whatever. And then the 1 Adipus, this thing. And then I did 2 Rafflesias. You know, nothing to say about that. I think the most slept on one is Alan Morris. This card is insane, man. I can't tell you how many times this card just, I think I stole someone's Draco's Tapelia with this. I was just like, man, I feel like it's such a crazy card. But then you got the 1 Ping, crazy card as well. I absolutely love it. The 1 Time Redoer. This card is busted in this deck. I go for this like if I'm going second, I go for this. If it's my second turn, so if I went first, did my thing, did Rafflesia and all that, and then it's back to me, I do this. And every time this card is like almost a game-winning card, just instantly. And then I did a one cowboy for time. Never came up, but I always use this as a pot target. So one steel swarm roach. This is for your good old Castira players. It never came up, but this is another pot target. Bagushka, because I realized that this deck has a hard time getting over anything. Like, what is it, Psychic Punish, or I can't remember what it was, but there was a time someone summoned something on me and I couldn't get over it. I think it was Abramax. Yeah, and I was like, holy crap. So I realized that Bagushka has to be played, because if Abramax gets summoned, I mean, I don't know how to get over it. So, yeah, I never used it for pot because I always wanted the Zeus play to be live, which is the last two cards, which is double Zeus. I always use one as a pot target if I have a feeling that I'm not going to need it. If I'm going first against Cash, yeah, you don't even need your Zeuses anymore, because your Floodgate's going to carry you the entire time. For the side deck, we have this was supposed to be 3 Lancias. I borrowed the third one. I actually borrowed all 3 copies, but I finally got 2 of them. I need a third one, but it's supposed to be 3 Lancias. I actually side decked the Nibiru's. I don't like Nibiru's in main deck anymore, because a lot of people are not playing into it, or they're playing around it. Luckily, I side decked these in, I think, only one time against Sprites, and crazy enough, he didn't play around Nib. He did his full combo and he got right up to Gigantic, and I'm like, Nib, and this won me the game, because just, you know, Nib is Nib. Next is the 3 Cosmic Cyclones. Absolutely insane. Won me, I think it won me like 2 games or something like that. Then I did 3 Solemn Judgments. I love this card going first, man. Especially like if I already have like my full combo and I open up pot as well, and then I did pot and I saw a Solemn Judgment, I'm definitely snagging that. I mean, it's almost like a guaranteed win at that point. And then for the last 3 is D Barrier. Nothing to say about that. Broken card. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I absolutely love this deck. Like I said, there is a few things I'll change, like the effect failure is supposed to be an Ash Blossom, and something else. Now there's 2 different ways I'm noticing people are playing. They're playing either the OTK version. Well, it's not really OTK version. It's basically like a more straightforward trying to win, like, which is one big monster on the field, which is basically like the Axis Code Talker play. But to be real with you, I don't really do that play, like that kind of play style. I know there's another one where it's like you summon a Platypus or whatever and you can do a lot of attack. I don't really do that because I don't really like committing to that kind of play style. Instead, I just go for the long grind, and I figured that the long grind is almost like a guaranteed win just about every time. Just because, especially if you lock the field down and you just do the Thief Redoer play, you're just gonna instantly win every time, because they're gonna just, you know, if you're gonna put back a dead card on top of their deck, they're gonna realize that you're just gonna keep doing Sarah. You're just gonna keep getting 2 cards every single turn. They're just gonna be like, yeah, you got it. I can't tell you how many times I summoned Redoer. They saw that I was gonna just put a dead card back on top of their deck, and they saw that I was just going to keep doing Sarah's effect twice per turn, so they were just like, yeah, you got it. It's insane, man. It's insane. So basically what I like to do is I always make, like I said earlier, if I'm going first, I do Sarah and Rafflesia, obviously. Now if I can extend, I'll do Redoer as well, but if I can't, just those 2. But on my next turn, I always go Redoer, so then I can do what I just said earlier, put a dead card back on top of her deck. If my opponent goes first, cool, whatever. My turn. I do out everything. I do, you know, all my plays like normal, and then I summon Redoer, and you know, same thing. I put a dead card back on top, or I get rid of the most conflicting card that I have to deal with. Get rid of it. Attack. Do all that kind of cool stuff. Pass turn. I show them that I'm about to just activate Sarah's effect twice. They sit there and they say, yeah, I see where this is going, and then they concede. So I don't know. This deck is insane. I think it's something in it needs to be addressed, I believe, because if Castira and if Sprite gets hit on the ban list, which a lot of people are thinking is going to happen, I do see a lot of people flocking to this deck, and it's going to be another problem. So I think Konami needs to do something, proactive, hit decks that are going to get an indirect buff from nerfing other decks that are just slightly above it. But yeah, so yeah, this is one of my main decks. I am going to be trying to find the second one. Like I said, it might be Kestra. I'm not sure, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.